All right, sports fans, how's everybody out there doing? William Martin coming at you here one more time on YouTube with another edition of the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge Show. Now, it's been talked about for some time, but the National Football League has finally decided to expand their postseason. Effective immediately, the NFL will add an additional team per conference, which now gives us 12 overall teams in the playoffs. This is the first time since 1990 that the NFL has expanded its postseason, and the writing was on the wall. Now, when the NFL last expanded the playoffs, there were 28 teams in the league as compared to 32 currently. And when the NFL went to a 4-division format in 2002, it took away from a wild card slot from each conference, while it also put more importance on a team winning its division in order to get to the postseason. More focus going forward is going to be on finishing with the best record in the conference. Why? Because now only the top seed still gets that coveted first round bye. And when you look at the overall lexicon of this, you have to ask yourself, is this going to help or hurt the NFL's brand? Why? Because there are going to be some people out there who feel that the NFL is watering down its product by adding a team in the postseason and also taking away, in some people's eyes, what we've become accustomed to seeing in recent years with a lot of play-in games in week number 17 just in order for teams to make the postseason. I don't think it's going to take away as much as people, or the skeptics at least, feel it will, because you look at it. Yes, you're going to have a possibility of some 8-8, 7-9 teams getting in. But we've already seen that with the expanded divisions. We've seen division winners get in with a record of 8-8 or 7-9. But at the same time, let's be realistic. You go back to 2008, the New England Patriots went 11-5 and did not make the postseason. Then we also saw it in 2010. Both the New York Giants and Tampa Bay Buccaneers went 10-6. And they didn't make the postseason. So I think this is an opportunity for some of those teams that are good and they're being punished because they're not playing in a bad division per se, because typically when it happens, when you see an 11-5, 10-6 team not make the postseason, it's because of the fact that an 8-8 team or a 7-9 team won their division, or even a 9-7 team won their division, and they're getting in and they're taking away from a slot from them. So I think that limits that. I think it's going to help, save some jobs, because you're going to look at coaches who could have been potentially on the hot seat or on their way out the door, and a trip to the postseason could save them. And you never know. Once you get into that tournament, anything can happen. So I think this is only going to add to the excitement of the NFL in the playoffs. I think it still is going to bring a ton of excitement coming down the stretch in the regular season, due to the fact that you're still going to have play-in scenarios for week 17. Make no mistake about it, because what if you have a situation where you have a team who's a 5 seed playing a team that's trying to get in as the 8th seed. 8th seed loses and the 7th seed gets in, or vice versa. That 8th seed wins and that 7th seed loses and they swap. So you're still going to have that situation. You still have the possibility of a team who's a 7th seed trying to fend off that number 8 team in week number 17, because again, a lot of these regular season finales for these teams are versus divisional opponents, and sometimes it comes down to you holding off one of your division rivals to get to the postseason. So I think that excitement is still going to be there from the NFL. I know that they eventually will go to 17 games in a regular season, but I think this is a better alternative for the league and its brand, as opposed to adding the 17th game, is adding a playoff game. And make no mistake about it, the NFL is going to do it. There's so much money on the table for them right now, league-wise, revenue-wise, from TV deals. So, if you're the NFL, and of course, with this added playoff game, it also gives them more leverage going forward with the networks when it comes time to negotiate a new deal. So this is a strong move by the NFL. They're trying to secure their brand for years to come. We saw them come to labor peace, quote unquote, last month with the NFL's player union. So that gives them, they have that in their back pocket, and now they were able to push forward and expand the postseason. So I think this is just going to help the NFL owners solidify their brand. Of course, Roger Goodell only has a few more years at the helm as a commissioner of the NFL. These are the final deals that he will overtake during his tenure with the league. But this is just a cherry on the top of his time there, up and down as it has been. We'll save that for a whole nother day. But the whole thing about it was, this was inevitable that the NFL did it. They're strong. They just got stronger, and their brand got a lot better. So, folks, that is going to wrap it up. And as always, I want to take this time out to thank you for tuning into the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge Show. Now, if you have not already, please feel free to click that subscribe button, as it definitely helps out. If you're on Twitter, please feel free to check me out at 300 Pounds of Sports. And like I always say, if you follow me, it'll be my pleasure to follow you right back. There's also the sports discussion group on Facebook at the Sports Depot 365. You can check it out, drop a line, and be a part of one of the better sports debating sites going on social media. So once again, fine folks, my name is William Martin. Take care and have yourselves a wonderful day.